Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be discussing the Freeway situation because it's not looking good. And I spoke to a friend of mine a few months ago because I was concerned with how everything was going and how they were marketing and advertising. And last week, obviously, it came around. Now he put an application in a long time ago to withdraw his funds from the account, and it was all accepted and all agreed. And then last week he got a retention letter saying, why do you want to leave? And then obviously this week, everything that's happened. So we're going to just start with the message from Freeway, and then we'll get into the sort of their business model and how they were doing it. So when you log onto the site now, all you're going to get is this original message to start, which you have to read, which basically says that they got caught up in some market action, one of their products failed, and they are stopping purchasing back their superchargers. So how it worked with Freeway is you purchased a supercharger, so whether it was USDC, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whichever one you picked, that was your sort of account. That's what they called their accounts. It was superchargers. So if you put $100 in, or $500, or $100,000, or whatever you put in there, that was your supercharger account. You could add to it, and then depending on what sort of lockup period you had was your ability to earn your max amount of interest. So if you locked it up for 30 days, then you earn more interest. If you locked it up for like a week, you earned less interest. If you were just like a free in and out account, then it would earn less interest again. So you're onto the site. So you've got your message saying that they're sort of on recovery plan now. So this is very similar to the Celsius scenario now, whereas they must have had an awful lot of their assets at risk in order for them to stop withdrawals altogether. I don't like it. You get this message saying, we're doing all we can do, we're going to recover it, and we're very confident that we can recover all of our losses. Once we've recovered all of our losses, then we'll allow people to withdraw their money. And it's the same thing again. And it really annoys me because it's the users that are just left holding the bag. The company's still operating as normal. They have removed their team section from the site now, because apparently they were receiving threats. Now, I'm not an advocate at all, but I do want to say, what do these people expect when they just hold hundreds and hundreds of millions of users' funds hostage? They do whatever they want to do with them. Now, the users are to blame, so 43% interest, it's no way sustainable. So, there is a certain amount of Ponzi-nomics in there. There is a certain amount of waiting for the market to recover in there. Obviously, last year, everything was great. Bitcoin was 60-odd thousand. Now Bitcoin's 20,000. And all of these companies that had these interest and staking platforms, they got caught out. And I'm not surprised that Freeway have gone the same way as Celsius. It was only a matter of time, which is why I was really concerned about it a few months ago. And Nexo, who are fully backed, apparently, they're being targeted by regulators. So all of these sort of staking platforms, one by one, Celsius, Nexo, Freeway, they're either caught up in market action or they're going to be caught up in litigation action. But one of the two, it's never going to be sustainable. Governments aren't going to allow those sort of interests without any checks and balances. Regulators aren't going to sit by and watch companies grow into the hundreds of billions of dollars under assets without some sort of regulatory framework, without some consumer protections. And again, it's happened. And you look at Freeway's site and it's like the AIBC staking platform of the year. They're still allowing deposits, but you can't withdraw anything. So they're hoping that they can do this recovery plan with people still depositing, people still supporting the platform. And that's a bit of a desperation thing as well, whereas if people carry on supporting, they may be able to get what they've put in originally back. I don't like how it all works. I don't like how they marketed with influencers, and I don't like how they marketed with... It was aggressive tactics. And it all stank a little bit of desperation when it came to the beginning of the year. And that's what really tipped me and really concerned me. And then when we got into March and April, you saw a lot more big names come on board and a lot of pushing and a lot of Twitter and I think they did everything they could to stem the flow. But penultimately, if they had too much at risk and their strategies failed, then their users aren't going to be able to withdraw funds. There's very little information on the recovery plans and there's very little information on timescales. They do say that they're going to give community updates, but again, it's small, it's minimal. What are we going to do when it comes down to it? I don't actually know. So, and if users are going to get their funds back, I don't actually know. Can they pull it off? Who knows? I mean, if the markets turn in December to a more positive market after the end of year tax, and with crypto being a new asset, and it's possible that it could gain some traction in a falling alternative markets if on-ramps improve and regulation improves and all the rest of it improves. All of these things, they're possible, but none of it's guaranteed. And I just don't see a way out of them with current strategies and current trading. Now, they pushed an awful lot on FX trading, and the margins in FX trading are very, very, very slim. So they must have been using very high leverage in order for these products to fail and for them to lose so much money. Again, I don't like it. I don't like that users are left hold of the bag, and it's just one of those things that seems to happen again and again and again and again. And there's nothing that we can do about it now. And we're in this stage where the only thing as a user we can do is whether you're staking for interest, whether you're staking for rewards, whether you are staking for, access. You want to have a serious look at where you stake and if you want to stake at all, because if you do not hold your crypto, they are not your assets. And at any point, the developers of the protocols can turn around and stop you recovering your assets. Friends of mine have been called out in this now to large sums of money, and I'm really, really, really very sad about it because I don't know if they're going to get it back, and they're at the whim. And it's the same as Celsius. The big boys were allowed, but the little person, not so much. And I would imagine it's going to be the same with Freeway. I would imagine that they're making sure that their large clients and their large stakers and their large preferential customers had access to remove funds. I'm going to get into it more and more with wallets and stuff, so I'm going to be giving an update on this once I actually get into it, but I just wanted to highlight that if you are staking in any protocol, then just be wary, and I would start looking at, okay, I want to get my assets back. I've got another video coming up, and obviously something else has happened with Vapor, which again is similar situations to what's happening with Freeway. Just take control of your assets. They're yours, and there's no regulations to protect you yet. The only protection that you have at the moment is your keys. If you hold them, they are yours. If you don't, they are not. So just be very wary of that at the moment. So take care. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.